dangerous. Get dangerous. Shameless. Basic. Shameless. Get dangerous. That's right. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me ballin'. Get my range up. Look at me ballin'. Got me famous.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's get to work. What's up, everybody? All right, let's take a look where we're at here. 4-hour chart. Weekly opens down at 28,567s. So far, we projected off call resistance at 30,000. So that's our major level that we rejected from. Let me get rid of this here real quick. Let's throw on some lug levels here. All right. All right. Let's get rid of the minute chart. All righty. So we've already taken out the last 2 weeks highs. So we've got last week's high, which we ran out on Monday. We've taken out the July 21st high yesterday. It looks like we're now beginning to retrace. So what's happened here is we've rejected off call resistance at 30,000. So we could see multiple rejections here. This area here, we hit it, dropped. They did try a breakout above 30,000 back in June 30th. From there, ended up breaking down again. So we could just see that this overall zone, we'll just go ahead and plot this real quick. We don't really want to be buying if we're rejecting that level, or at least in and around that level. So the way we would need to do this is if somehow they end up getting back above and then going. But you know, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that today. From the looks of it, we're beginning to break down. So we're beginning to trade heavy under 29,500s. We're pulling back to our 21 on the 4-hour. So we'll see if they end up continuing just ripping right through it, or if we do find some level of support. So just kind of dropping in some. Let's see where we have our balance here over the last 2 weeks, and we can maybe identify some key areas while that loads. But there's really not much here in terms of structure on price action below 29,000. So if we start slipping right through these areas, this could easily just start trading into 29,000s. Let me take a look here at the gamma levels, see what we got here today on the NDX. 29,200. So 29,098 is our 1-day min on the NDX. Let me take a look here at MNQ. Okay. There we go. And then 29,200 would be our 1-day min on the NASDAQ. So we'll be watching for that level if we're going to be able to start moving closer to it. So we are beginning to break under, put support right now, which is at 29,400s. So we'll see if we continue to stay heavy below that level. But of course, we also don't want to ignore the fact that we've got this gap right here too. So we'll see how they end up playing that. Maybe it's possible we get a full retest of the midpoint of the week. So the current week's low to high, 29,200, which lines up with our 1-day min. So we'll see if we end up getting down there. And then just looking at the last couple of weeks here, probably just extend this out just a little bit more. Take a look here. Very clean trend the last 3 weeks to the downside. So it's pretty easy, straightforward trading, right? I mean, just break out, pull back, and just continue to trade down. And then now we've got this impulse leg. So the question is this from this low from last week at 29,075, does this become an impulse? Does this become our big breakout? And then do we get a pullback that holds and then we catch up with the ES, which created all-time highs? We've not been able to do that, right? So obviously with this profile here, it's pretty balanced. So for me, this is really not informational. So I'm just going to go back to where we're at right now, take the low to this high and see if there's something here that's worth paying attention to from a bigger perspective. So anyways, let's draw it from here to here. So as long as this 4-hour is expanding lower on the 4-hour, or until this candle closes, obviously we're going to be cautious about trying to get long. There is a scenario where they end up kind of like dipping below it and then snapping it right back up. But we can also see there's really no volume here on this move up. So this is what they're doing. They're just coming in and trying to backfill some of this low volume nodes that we have here. So we've got our value area down below, so 750s. So, you know, it's possible that we end up kind of finding a little bit of support here, and then we might see some bounces. If not, I'm also not opposing the idea of us just continuously melting back down. So with this big move up, again, we rejected 30,000 pretty hard. We do have news tomorrow and Friday. It's the big news events, right? So I'm sorry, tomorrow is Friday. So tomorrow, you know, everything's kind of gearing up for that. So we'll watch and see how this next 10 o'clock or 6 o'clock candle closes. And then we'll see if we end up catching some type of maybe a quick scalp to 250s, or if we end up finding some level of support, maybe we get a reclaim under 250 back towards 500s, put support. So we'll kind of see how that unfolds here. Let's take a look here. Okay, getting things organized. All right, so that's kind of the plan here. Just kind of watching to see how we handle those levels. So 250 is our next little area here. So put supports at 29,400. So we'll be watching this 400 level here as it is put support. So maybe what we see is price try to pull back to that level. We also have this pretty big expansion from this high to this low. Let me drop this on here real quick. All right. Single stock futures is here. That is definitely something we're going to be trading, guys. Single stock futures. Anybody here going to be trading single stock futures? I think that's going to be pretty cool once we can get some liquidity there. Alrighty, so let's take a look at our main leg here that we want to focus in on. So the main high is 29,525. This is the anchor that we're following. So this big move down so far has just been one big drop from 525 down to 325, so a 200 point expansion. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And we haven't really had a meaningful pullback. I mean, we did have some pullback here in this area, and then we had continuation. So we'll see what kind of market we have here today. It is technically positive gamma, so we'll see if we continue to get more of what we had either yesterday or Monday. So yesterday it was a down day, but it wasn't a violent down day. It was just a slow grind down. I mean, we did get negative throughout the session. Flows ended up negative. We ended up closing under zero gamma. Monday obviously was a ripper. Tuesday was a ripper, but not a ripper in a violent sense. It was more positive gamma, slow grind up, low volatility, very compressed. Obviously everybody's kind of just waiting for Friday's news release, which is typical. So just be aware. We're trying to frame what we're going to be able to, what kind of session this is going to end up being, what kind of personality are we going to have? Are we going to have a situation where we're going to have opportunities both sides, where they give us meaningful moves, 2, 3, 4, 500 ticks in either direction? We'll see. So keeping our eye here on the 4-hour and the 30-minute, just to kind of watch. We got put support down up above. There's the open push. Let's see if we get a little pop to put support. What's happening there? We're in long. See if we get the put support. Pretty weak pump so far. Stopped out there. See if we get a reclaim. Are we under the VWAP here? There's the reclaim of the VWAP. See if they hold this here. Pull them back. Still selling here. Okay, we're testing zero gamma right now. Staying heavy here, under 25s. We're testing 300s. Are they going to break through 300s? Hey, good morning. What's up? Big seller just came in at 300s. Let's see if we get a pop here back above 300. Five-minute candles staying heavy. Testing 275s. ES pushing down lower as well. Okay, looking like they're finding some support at 250s here. Got some trap sellers down below here, 250. We'll take a quick little attempt here. Let's see if they're going to be able to get price back above. Let's see. We're in long. Got those sellers there trapped under 75. There's 64 ticks. Can we punch through 300s? Then we'll get to put support. Can they do it? Rejecting. Watching 75s. We need to get through VWAP first. Here's some buying coming in. Hopefully these buyers have enough follow through now to punch through VWAP. We're in long. Taking my scalp for 100 ticks. Put support is highly likely. We got to watch out for this positive GEX here. Let's see if this ends up being used to push price higher. There's the push. There's the expansion here. Great. Should have held that. Sorry. Put support 400s. What we're looking for. It was a nasty sweep on the 5-minute. If you're looking at a 5-minute chart, they left a nasty trap underneath 300s. Looks like we're beginning to get some push here. Let's see if they're going to be able to continue this move up, or do we snap all the way back? What kind of day are we going to get here, right? We're already at 92 ticks per minute, so that's pretty good. Within the first 5 minutes, let's see if we can 92 ticks in terms of ATR. Let's see if they're going to be able to hold up here. Snapping back. There's the pullback. Let's see if it holds. Yep. So far, looking pretty good for a move to 400s. Very nice. Very strong follow through there, guys. You see that? So clean. Clean follow through on that pullback there. We like that. Got a 200 contract offer right at 29,400. So right at put support. So that's the magnet. Boom. Are we there? Yep. They just hit the level. We're testing zero gamma now. 400s. We're trading right through it. We're positive gamma now. So we'll see if we what kind of move here. If we're going to continue to get bullish pressure here on the way up. Market is technically bullish, right? So we don't want to forget that. Let's go back to the hourly chart real quick, kind of review what we had discussed pre-market. We were talking about a possible wick below 250s or this 21, maybe like a sweep, and then they rotate back up for continuation higher to try to catch up with ES, all-time highs. So there's the 400 level. Let's see if they accept 400, which looks like they are. So this thing might be gone, guys, gone. Did anyone get that long from down below? 275s. Let's see if they're going to be able to hold this What time is it? 9:37. Okay. Looking for a pullback, maybe back to pull support, put support, pull support, put support. We're testing our HVL level here. This is end of day, but the most relevant level right now that I'm watching is 29,621s up above, 29,361s down below. So right down here. So we're going to see if they're going to end up pulling back down to this area here. And maybe could be an opportunity to get long. So we got NDX here testing its GEX2 level. Big gap down there, obviously for everybody. So it looks like everyone's trying to fill their gap here. It's so slow. So watch them put support here if they're going to be able to hold it. Let's see. Let them slip it down a little bit. Maybe they give us a little bit deeper pullback than that. Would be nice. But we're still in this overall expansion leg to the downside. So we're going to see if this leg's going to end up rotating and taking it out. There's the buyer right there. Will there be follow through? We'll try. We'll try. Quick cut here. We got 15 seconds left of this 5-minute candle. So I want to be cautious in case they end up failing here. We're back under put support. Let's see if they get back above. Pretty clean price action so far. There's 50 ticks. See if we get a punch through 425s now. There's 100 ticks right there. Stop to break even. Taking my 100 ticks. We're up now. 25 points on the session. Took that first loss initially at the open. Made back about 80% of it. Then this one here just made that full back plus profit. So we're good now. We are green plus 25 points. Sorry, not 25 points. More like 15 points after commissions. That first loss was like 125, 150 ticks. So we're just scalping around here, these moves, looking for the next pullback to get the next leg. That 4 hour looks like it really wants to get the 500s now, 29,500s. But they are struggle busting here. But let's see what happens. ES is right at 0 gamma. Let's see if the ES is going to be able to accept above 750s. But ES is going to have some resistance up at 760s. So we want to watch that level. Pretty important. So it looks like they're going to try to give us a nice little pop into this area here at 75s. Let's see if they do it. I'm going to give it a scalp long here. But if it fails, I'll be out right away. Stop right there at our next flip. No. This needs to be an immediate pop. Come on. Nope. Okay, I'm out. Cut that trade real quick. Wasn't ready yet. Let's see. Oh, now maybe it is. Let's see. Watching. Let's throw book map on there real quick. NDX is pushing higher. Trying to catch it the exact moment it wants to squeeze. Throw book map on there real quick. 25s looks like it wants to. It looks like it's having a hard time here. Watch the book map, struggling here at 440s. Stopped out again. So two tries on that. Still holding though. It's still possible that they do give us that drive higher. Just waiting. We close back under 25s. Can they get back above 25s? Okay, try one more time. Can they give us a squeeze now through 450s? There's 100 ticks. Can we get through this high? Can we get through it? We're dealing with this little resistance right here. There's 450s on book map. Back and rejected again. Let's see if they're going to hold it here. Watching for a 425 as support. Put support down at 400s. Got a new 15-minute candle opening here in 1 minute, so just be mindful of that. There's 100 ticks. Let's see if we can get to major positive up at 611s today. There's 138 ticks. Stops for a break even. Taking one contract off. And then we're going to trail 440s and start trying to trail just a little bit here. We're rejecting here off of, what level is this? I don't even know what level that is. 70s. You can see that green GEX level there. So far, we've got some support right here at 450s. We've got some GEX that support in price, so hopefully we can use that. There's the opening range. Can we get through the opening range high immediately? Wouldn't it be cool if it was just one of those days where it just rips all the way back to high day? Or all-time highs before NFP? I'm just going to stay in this trade if that's the case. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. It's beginning to turn. Let's see if the 4-hour guys can flip this from red to green. Come on, let's see. Yesterday, they failed at the opening range high, right? They failed to actually get acceptance above, and then we reversed all the way down. Let's see what kind of day we have here today. Yeah, they're struggling again. Let's see. They may pull back again if they cannot close above 75s. We also have the VWAP, the 1 minute view, the Globex VWAP. So kind of just watching this price action here. Watching 450 to see if they hold. So far, the buyers continue to absorb these sellers' attempt here. Let's see if they have enough juice, though, to trap and squeeze through 75s. $450 still holding up. Can we get that cross above, like that flip, that VWAP flip? Let's see if we get that VWAP flip. Boom. Let's go. We got aggressive buying coming in too. So price just pulled back to its 50% right here of this swing that we use. New 15-minute candle looking pretty bullish right off the rip. Now we need to accept above 500s. We're up 300 ticks on this. Okay, I was like, this doesn't look great. Okay, there we are. So right now I'm watching to see if we're going to flip from red to green on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. You see the 4-hour candle here? Let's see if they can flip this. We're testing right now the 6 a.m. the 6 a.m. open. If we can get through this high and stay firm, then maybe we can just ride this thing all the way up to Tuesday's high or Wednesday's high. What day was that? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, 30,000 again. Well, I'm just going to set and forget today, guys. Just let it ride. We're holding 350 ticks right now. Anybody long? Got a cluster here at 525s. You can see you got some offers as well as some positive gamma here, but they're just trading right through it. That's a beautiful thing. Very nice. Good work. 100 ticks. I'm going to move my stop right under VWAP. $30 seconds left here for the 5-minute close, 5-minute candle. Price beginning to pull back. We're testing yesterday's low. So if we can get back above yesterday's low, then we can probably squeeze up to Globex open at 575. And then if we get above Globex open, then the daily candle went from red to green, and this becomes a big trap. A big trap. Look at this. There's 100 points of profit on one trade right now. That's good. You could tell you could obviously tell. I mean, obviously overnight, the way price moved overnight, it just was not a really convincing permanent state of a downtrend. But that's why you gotta look at the higher time frame, right? Like I look at the weekly and the daily, and we just obviously with the daily chart, it's obviously bullish, weekly bullish. Now we're beginning to see them play with some offers here on Bookmap. They just threw 100 contracts on the ask. They threw it on there and then removed it. Threw it on there and removed it. So that means they're trying to get price to rotate here. And then we had some sellers that just came in. There's the buyers again. Let's see. So this 25 level, when you start seeing them play with the order book like that, you got to watch out. It means something's about to happen, guys. I don't see those guys anymore, but they did execute the 100 contracts. As you can see, the big bubble there. The big bubbles, big trades. We got to get through that seller, though. You see how it's saying it's, I don't know if you can see my chart here, but it says 117 contracts sold and it's holding, right? It's holding as resistance at the moment. But we got this buyer here, too. So let's see. Let's see. A little pullback here. Can they get above 25s? I may just cut this and re-attack if we end up flipping here. There we go. Okay, I want to squeeze through 25. We got to accept above 25. You can see them rotating, auctioning over and under, over and under. So this is where we're having to struggle right here, 540s. So now let's see if we can bust through. Someone just got stopped out. That's good. But can they hold the move? We got some iceberg sell orders coming in at 550. Moving my trail up now under to 525, since that was like the last level where we were getting some real struggle here. and they're still battling here. So I feel like I'm going to probably get tagged out here. Watching that 25 level, they're going to get back under. Watching to see if that level holds, the little GEX level we got there, a little positive gamma, that green line. But we're back underneath the seller, so the guy who sold, we're having a hard time here. So let's see, just take that profit there as we flip bearish on the rotation. So nice little run there. Took the profit. We're sitting pretty right now, guys. So let's just wait till maybe 10 o'clock as they begin to pull back. So pullback zones here would be somewhere in this area if it holds. So we got the midpoint of this leg, this big swing leg that started from down here. So we have a big impulse move. So from 933 till current price at 550. I don't want to be a buyer at this level. I know that. It's going on here. Okay. So 5-minute candle currently looking like it's struggling at the 550 level, unable to stay above 525s. Sellers just came in, so they may get trapped here. So if this is going to be a trap, then this seller here would need to basically, we would need to see price stay above these 69 contracts that got executed. But we would want to see more of a meaningful pullback than that. Oh, so the actual pullback is down here. Sorry. Put support. So this would be the major deep pullback, the deep retracement, which would also be VWAP. So that's a pretty big pullback. But let's see. We're beginning to exhaust here at these highs, right? So far, but we'll see what happens. We got 5 minutes, 15 seconds left of this 5-minute candle. The way this 5-minute chart's developing, it looks like it's going to give us a third red candle. So another candle down. And then what I'll be watching for how price responds down at 450s. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate it. All right. There's a sweep here happening on the 5-minute, but I'm not convinced yet. There's a nice pullback there. Look at that nice little reclaim of 500 major level, right? We got right underneath it with sellers. Okay. With sellers. So it's the first group of folks here that just push 69 contracts, 58 contracts. So they're selling into these lows, but we're not getting that follow through. And now we just got a rotation back up. So we're beginning to compress here. So what we got to watch for now is this. This is the zone that we need to pay attention to, this 550 level, to see if they can bust through that and accept above. But notice how we get below the level, the seller comes in, like we don't get to move until we deviate under a level, and then we get that volume here. When you have that combination, that's the recipe for a squeeze. And that's all we're looking for. We're just looking for one side to get stuck and then boom, take the other trade. Right? Take the other trade. What it looks like on a candlestick chart is basically a candle that takes a low of a previous candle but then closes up. Right? That's basically what it is. Trap traders. So you can see they're exhausting here. Look at that. So again, that same seller that was there. I don't know if you guys can see that there. 32 bar, 4 hour. Okay. There was a 117 contract seller right here. So our thing plots a zone at the POC of the volume executed. Right? And you can see how that's been holding up so far as resistance. So based on that information, we cannot be buying, at that level or near that level. And then we also have this positive gamma here, 25. So that seems to be kind of like a roadblock for price. But it looks like we got a W formation here. One thing to be cautious about with these patterns, especially at the highs, is what they'll do a lot of times if the market's like really about to reverse, they'll do a bullish move like that, looks like this, and then they just trap. So it becomes a failed W pattern. Right now you can see them getting funky over here. We got lower low, and then we're seeing inside. So now we're really getting tight. It's compressing, it's coiling right now. So let's look at the book map so we can see if there's any volume. And we can see the volume down below, right? You can see the thick red lines, 490, 64 contracts, and then we got 41 contracts at 480. So we got the bid stacked, right? Stacked, and then we also have the bid stacked above it, 565s and 550s. So they just added this bid here, and they're adding it some more right here. They just removed it now. They're canceling it. So they're not trying to get filled. They're not trying to get filled, at least at that price. Everyone's trying to buy this squeeze here, and I get it. I get it. You know, I get that it looks like it wants to squeeze, but it's very difficult for me to be buying at these highs. I would need to see probably more of a pullback here on the 5 minute. So I think for me, the area I'm interested, if anything, would be like probably closer to 430s, 400s. Let these guys kind of just chop around right now. This is where I lose money because I'm trying to catch that momentum break. And it very well can happen. Look, we got a 156 contract just executed, but this could also be that whole exhaustion pattern, and then they end up reversing back down. It looks like it, so I'm going to try scalp. I'm going to try that scalp there real quick. No, they held it. They're holding it up still. Looks like they're still trying to hold it up. New 1 hour candle just about to open here. I'm going to close that, let the 1 hour candle open up and do what it needs to do. Let's see if they end up getting a push here, if they finally break out. So yep, there's a breakout. And is it a fake out? Breakout, fake out. Or are they going to hold it? So far, the trend's been pretty clean. Let's see. Look at book map here. A little bit of a delay. There we go. There's 550 struggling again. This could be the failed breakout right here. Yeah, that was the move I was trying to get right there. Let's see if they take out this low at 500s, or if they continue to support price here. Map again, 525. That level. We got to get away from this level. We got to get away from this level. What are these boys gonna do here? This is that zone here. We're just trapped in a sandwich. Trap sandwich. So we just rotated up, came back to the low. We haven't taken out any liquidity to the downside, so it feels like that's what they want to do first. There it is. Ding dong. Let's see if they hold that 500 or if they are going to fill these bids down at 480s. You gotta be aware of like where the size is on the book, because that is the magnet. That is the magnet. There it is. They just took out that offer. Now let's see if these buyers are actually going to follow through here, or if the appetite's not enough to break out. They haven't been able to sustain above 25s. Five minutes is still still holding up here. That 4-hour chart looks pretty gangster too. Like it looks like they're about to turn up here. Look at how we closed right above 500s, right? So we couldn't get a closure under 500. We had one here, and then obviously they reclaimed it here. They tried again, tried again. So sellers have been trying to get acceptance of below 400s. I'm sorry, 29,500, and they haven't been able to do so on the higher time frame. But it doesn't necessarily mean you just buy here, right? This is going to end up probably getting liquidated to the downside. I think that they're going to end up maybe doing something lower first and then go higher. Of course, I could be wrong, but we'll see. ES is trying to push up here. 550. Are they going to reject here again? Let's see. If you're looking at my chart for the first time and you're like overwhelmed with what you're seeing on the right side, just focus in on market structure and the volume, right? Just focus on the volume. You'll see the big bubbles, you'll see the bids and the offers, and then you'll see the white lines. It's market structures, right? That's what this chart basically is used for. I have my time-based charts over here. That's how I determine acceptance or rejection of levels, and then look for inefficiencies. Okay. These boys are really trying to they're trying to trap these buyers up top. So let them do what they got to do here, and we wait for the pullback. 5-minute candle, nice little stuff there, right here at 550, right at the 10 o'clock hour. We're still hanging out here. We got this bid down below at 480s. Let's see what happens now. Are they going to be able to hold the sellers here trying to keep price under 450s? Watching. I'm going to probably take a long scalp here just to see if we get another failure by the sellers under 450s. So as soon as they pop it back up, I'll probably end up taking an entry here. Watching here. It might be 480s to be honest, but we'll try. We'll try one right now. We're in long on that attempt by the sellers under 450, 500s. Stop's already a break even. Target will be 615s if they can sustain this move above 500s. This is the midpoint of this move, but we need to take out this high here. Otherwise, this could be the last spike before they yank it lower, right? So I hope they don't go into a sideways consolidation this early in the session. And we end up trapping here for like another 15, 20 minutes to the IB. Watching 450s again, 500s, I mean. Adding more, just in case. Just in case they want to squeeze. But it looks like we're still struggling here at 25s. But I'm in it. Let's see what happens. Watching the book map. Watching that 4-hour chart as well. I'm sure everyone's looking at the same thing. They're like, we're going to get a squeeze. That's usually when you're going to get punched in the mouth. Yeah, they really didn't liquidate on the 5-minute enough. But we'll see. Trying to get through 25s. Watching book map. Hope they don't freaking stuff me like they did yesterday. Boom, baby. Let's go. Let's take 2 contracts off right there just in case. That was sick. All right, let's go to major positive 604s. They spent some time here, so this they've consolidated enough now to give us some expansion. Remember, after expansion, you have contraction, right? Expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. So let's see if we could ride this next expansion. Come on, we got sellers that came in 300 contracts executed as 375s. Let's see if they can get back above. I want them to stay firm above 550. So we want this resistance level to hold. All right, resistance becomes support. I mean, I don't want resistance to hold. I want resistance to become support. Anybody catch that long on that reclaim of 500? Got to watch those major levels, guys. That was also GEX 2, right? GEX 2 is 500s, 29,500s. Now let's see if this 1 hour chart can just give us an expansion and be nice. Let's see if this 1 hour chart can give us expansion. We've got the 590 level here. Let's see if they're going to be able to trade through this. So what I'd like to see is this whole zone here just get cleared out. Right, so this is kind of where we're at right now. We got to get through this little midline here. We can get through this midline, then maybe we have an opportunity to see 3,000, 30,000 again. So let's watch. Let's watch. Notice how they have not taken out one single high of a 4 hour candle until just now. This is the first high they've taken out. So this high is intact, this high is intact, this high is, there's no wick here. So they're for sure going to take out that wick, I would think. And then they just took, this is the first high right here. So now we have an official fractal, swing low fractal formed on the 4 hour. So the 4 hour currently is bullish, right? So with this, it's beginning to start the progression. Now there's a scenario where there could be an anomaly. That anomaly could be where they end up sweeping the high and then taking out this low like this, right? Which is not something that happens that often on a 4 hour chart, but it could happen. It could happen. Anything can happen. You got to be prepared for it. All righty. So I would not want to see price get back under, what's this level, 51s. I mean, it could. It's fine if it gets below as long as it reclaims, right? I don't mind when price deviates a level. It can go under a level all day, but it needs to immediately reclaim. And so I want to get in on these, you know, breakdowns of a level then to reclaim. That's what we do. And then the other thing that you need to note is the current 30-minute auction. It's 10 a.m., right? Where are we? So let me just delete all this stuff off the chart. Let's get rid of the hourly. If all we did was just look at the hourly open, which is 528, all they did was put the low in for the 4 hour chart, the 4 hour candle. That's the wick. And now we've crossed over. So anything above here is now opportunity for expansion. So we should not get back under 528s if my view is right, right? There's another 300 ticks, gang. Oh, we're cooking today. If you ever get stuck, like if you're trying to use Renko, throw a 32 bar Renko chart on there. And then all you had to do is just look at that and be like, oh yeah, it's just a shallow pullback, right? It's a shallow pullback. And you can use, I mean, we have our own custom code indicators, whatnot, but you could just throw on like a 50 moving average or a 20 moving average, and you'll pretty much get the same levels that I have. Let's see now if we can get through 600. There we are. We are at major positive. We just reached a major positive level here. Let's see if we can bust through. We got another almost 100 points on this trade, guys. Yay. All right. Let's see if we can accept above 600s now. I mean, it would be so cool if we get like this crazy 4 hour candle from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. If it gives us like one of these big impulse moves, like you see how this candle, like how big of a candle is this here on the 1 hour? Let's throw that up real quick. See this candle right here? So right here, from here to here, 1,800 ticks. It's safe to say, if this moved 1,800 ticks, there was something in this area here that allowed for price to move like that, right? Obviously, we don't know exactly what it was. It's the end of the session. There could be many things, right? Market on close orders. It could have been a Trump tweet. So obviously, it's not going to just be the same because it gets the same level on the price, same level on the chart. But I mean, if the 4 hour, what was this here? This is from, I think, Monday or Tuesday. 1,800 ticks. It was a 3,200 tick move, 3,300 tick move between those two candles, and we literally just pulled right back into it. So I don't know. I'm not saying we're gonna get 3,000 ticks, but I have no reason to close my trade. I've got my buffer. I got a very healthy buffer, right? I'm up. What is this? I don't even know like how many points this is, but probably almost, I don't know, 800 ticks on the session so far, something crazy. And now we're just trying to push through these highs. If we could just sit in this, I have no problem holding this for the rest of the session. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take any more trades. I'll maybe just take a partial here or soon if I start seeing price struggle around this level. But it's good. Man, it's hot in here. Oof. I'm in Washington State, which is like not a great place to be. Unfortunately, I'm from Miami originally. Moved here about three and a half years ago. And I'll tell you, it's not the best. It's not the best here. The weather, ugh. But it's hot. Let me go crack my door open real quick. I'll be right back. You see how like this, if you're watching price, like it's just shallow pullbacks right now. This is like positive gamma type environment, type trading personality characteristic. You get the slow grind, shallow pullbacks. But when if you can get into the trade early, then there's not much you need to do. Right? That's how it was on Monday and Tuesday. It was just, so if you were positioned, there was not much to do, which is frustrating if you're not, right? And I wasn't positioned, so I was pretty frustrated. I was like, okay, what is going on here? Let's see if we can, I don't know, catch a failure or something and get back in. But when you're in when it's a session like this, the playbook is try to get in and just stay in, right? I could have been in for my original entry, but because I'm technically more of a scalper, and I have PTSD with the NASDAQ, I take my profits. I take my profits. But yeah. No, I've been trading for a long time, so I already know my personality type. I'm not a swing trader. I rather make like 500 to 1,000 ticks within a range than try to hold one trade to make like 200 ticks. You know what I mean? I know it's a lot more work and it takes a lot more skill, but I don't know. I guess I just like that better. It's a little different, obviously, for day trading. Now, for long-term investing, that's a totally different thing. This is not long-term investing, FYI, guys. I'm sure most of you know that. So far, what I really like about the action, let's get rid of this. The sellers keep failing. So the sellers are selling at the high, and then we go higher. Right, so I like that. We got sellers coming in over here, and then we go higher. Same thing happened here. We had the seller, and this held for about 15 minutes. There was a big seller here, 150 contracts, and then eventually, right here, we had 111 contracts get sold, 59 contracts get sold, and then we had this bid, and this is where basically it absorbed the seller. It was a bid for 100 contracts, and then now we got expansion higher. And then so I like seeing that. I like seeing that the sellers, the large sellers that are executing, they're getting stuck. And as long as the sellers keep failing, price is going to keep squeezing higher. As long as these big sell orders come in and they're not able to make any money, like just think about it like that. Like if these sellers were like you taking a short position, if you took a short, right? are you making money or losing money on your trade? In this case, the sellers are obviously losing money, and then you have 394 contracts that executed, and price didn't even drop more than like 15 points. I mean, that's just showing us that these buyers are aggressively absorbing everything. There's 500 ticks, peoples. There's 500 ticks. My goodness. Where's 30,000? I'm putting my target at 30,000, gang. 30,000. Let's trail to take my trail to 575 right at the Globex open. So now we're red to green on the day. So Globex open print, we've crossed over from red to green. We went from the dark side to the light side, right? So let's see if we can keep this pumping. Are you in this trade? Who's in this trade? I'm sure everyone's in this trade, right? I mean, it was a pretty easy trade. This was like finally an easy trade. It's finally like no crazy snappy pullbacks, no crazy double traps. None of that. None of that. Let's actually take a partial. I'm gonna take that one contract off. Let's take that one contract off. Lock in some. I think August might be a really good month. We'll see. Hopefully, well, you know what? I'm gonna take that back because once we start getting back to all-time highs, I don't really like trading. I don't really like trading all-time highs. Like it's just not. It's not fun. So if we end up getting back to all-time highs, it's probably not. At least for me, it's just I don't know. Unless something's different in terms of how price delivers at all-time highs. But when we had that ripper for like 2 months or 3 months or whatever it was just like, I don't know. But that's why I'm kind of excited about single stock futures, because that gives us a lot more opportunities and variety, some variety, right? So that's cool. Got a bid here for 113 contracts. Let's see if it holds. Oh, they pulled it. Oh, there it is. Right at 625. They're going to try to fill 625 here. I'm just going to trail my indicator here. I have a pivot. It just tracks all the pivots. And this is basically for Renko, the trend structure. Got a cluster of 100 contracts, 680. Let's see if we can get there. Look at these buyers. They just keep buying these highs. 100 contracts, 100 contracts, 100 contracts. Let's see. So we got support right around 620s down to 605s. Nice little cluster here. Let's see if they can just keep pushing. I don't have my news source on. Let me turn my news source on just in case. Grab that real quick. Take a look at that 1 hour. Let's see if they're going to be able to accept above this level here. 650, you can see they're having a hard time at 650. We got those sellers that just came in at the highs. So we like that because we've been seeing the pattern where sellers get stuck, right? But I don't know. ES has more room up to 775s. SpaceX shares are up. I said I was going to buy more under 100. Let's see where we're at right there. Yeah. Looks pretty good, SpaceX. All right, just waiting. Hey, what's up, Randy? How are you? We're currently sitting on this trade here. 500 ticks of profit right now, just waiting to see if they're going to keep giving us more. They're going to keep giving us more. Right now, we've got alignment for a more move higher. Ooh, they just threw two orders of 140 contracts at 680. So we made some updates, by the way, which I haven't. Good, Brandy. You caught some trades. Absolutely, today's a great trading day. Jeez, so good. I mean, this is the kind of day that like I usually end up like not being able to, not staying in and holding. So I end up like scalping around, and obviously it's just pretty clean, slow grind up. So this is basically the category we're gonna categorize this type of day: low volatility, slow grind, positive gamma, trend up day. Right? So far, of course, it could change, but the 4 hour, we still have 3.5 hours left on this 4 hour candle. What's the chances of that 4 hour candle flipping bearish right now? Like, what's the chances of that happening here in the next 5 minutes? It's probably not going to happen. That 551 area, I mean, we shouldn't see price get back to this level during this 4 hour window. If it's going to be an expansion candle, a trend candle. Remember, there's only 3 type of candles that exist on a chart. Only 3. There's only 3 type of candles that exist on a chart. And so far, this is what you call a trend candle. So let's see if this trend candle can stay firm. If I keep my stop a little lower, to be honest, I have no problem giving some back if needed, just to be able to stay in this trade and catch what could be a potential. What's the ATR here? Of 1,000 ticks. So already at 500 ticks. Let's see if we can catch some more. A little bit more. Come on, punch through. They're trying here. So just keep your eye. When we consolidate under a base like this, we consolidate under 650. They try multiple times. We break out. Just pay attention to that. And then the prior base would be right here. So as long as this base here, right? I mean, they could pull back to it if they want, but we don't want to start seeing price end up failing and then get stuck underneath and then it just completely reverses, right? We don't want to see that, right? So they're not pulling back right here, testing the midpoint of our swing. So I will put my stop right there under this box. Okay, so we just took out this box here. This is why you don't want to be buying breakouts necessarily in a positive gamma environment. So let's see if they're going to end up trying to get through these lows here. Right is when I say that I have that they shouldn't get back down to 551. It looks like they're going to get back down to 551s. But this will be an opportunity for us to reload. I'm gonna reload some right there. Oops. Threw on some more contracts. So now we're playing with a little bit of a buffer here. So I'm okay. Let's see if we can maybe stay up here, but oof. Something's happening on the newswire. I don't know what it is. ES is dumping right now, so I don't know what that is. So, and the guy's saying there's no news that got released. We don't know why the ES is selling off like that. I don't know what to do if I should cut it, because if the ES is having this sell-off and they don't know why, I don't know. We'll just see what happens here. We'll just see. We'll just let it do its thing. It's okay if it stops me out, because I'm playing with the buffer anyways. ES is selling off. Come on, NASDAQ. Recover. Look at the book map here. 75, 75s. Come on. Snap back. Sorry, not 75. 600s. We got to get back above 600s. Let's see if they reclaim. Oops. 15-minute candle. Come on, boys. Try to squeeze through just a little bit. One more time. One more time. Come on. Get back through this box. Watching. Can we get back above major positive here? There's a buyer. Can we get some follow through? Do not stuff. Do not stuff. Oh, we're getting stuffed here.
One of it's going to get the national gas data. Also, should surely be expected some.
Oh boy. Tricky. I wonder if I should just close the trade. How come my thing didn't freaking execute? What the heck? Okay, there we go. I'm out on that trade, guys. We're out on that trade. What is going on? Something with news. All right, so that was it. I was in that trade, tried to reload, and then just got stopped out on the ad. So I'm probably going to be done here for the session, though. So I mean, if we do start reclaiming, I will get back in again. We do have the IB set here, so I mean, this could be an opportunity for us to get back to the highs. Let's see. Oh, what's going on here, guys? ES, what's ES doing here? Watching. Can these guys pump higher and get through? We're back in. Okay, we're back in, but we're struggling here.
Our forces take significant military operations by Saudi forces, which are currently 5 stages. Our forces carried out large-scale intense military operations targeting forces in Ruiki, Al-Aba, Binya, and other camps belonging to the first and third military divisions. Yemen's armed forces fought Saudi against any actions that could take against the nation and people.
Looks like a failure here at 75s. Watching 75 on bookmap if they're going to be able to stay above it.
To engage within the cycle with circumvent and counter circumvent until the siege against the nation is fighting.
We want to see them get back above this zone right here on the left. Because if not, then this could become resistance. Well, we'll see. Come on, boys. Reclaim. They're testing the 1030 open. Let's see if we get a drive to the IB high. ES is selling, still is finding some support here at 750s. We're struggling here at these highs. Let's see if we can get back above the zone. This is that area now we got to watch out for. And then same thing here. All this right here, trap buyers here.
Nothing much. Just think of to do. Just work at salaries. Also from the UTs, they say they target Saudi line forces in Yemen in a wide operation.
Something going on with military, some operation, Saudi Arabia. Then I heard something about missiles in North Korea. So watching 625s here, if these guys are going to be able to get back above 625s. Come on, squeeze through. Stops at break even. Just in case these guys want to slam it down. But that 15-minute looks pretty nice. Looks like they're going to take out the IB high. Let's go 100 ticks. So fortunately, I got stopped out on my ad, but I was able to re-add. So I was up 500 ticks on that trade. And because I added in, my average ended up lifting, raising, and then getting stopped out, right? Lame. But well, it's we re-entered, and hopefully we can catch this move to the IB high without price pulling back too much. So they're beginning to reclaim this zone here, so that's good. We had this breakdown here. They came under, they trapped. Now they're beginning to use it as support. And now we're getting speed. You see how fast it's beginning to move once they reclaim a level? We had a seller here. Again, this is what we want to see. A large seller gets stuck. We should not get back to that area here. But I need to take some off just in case, because I got to pay myself. And now we just ride, hopefully hold the rest. We got a new 5-minute candle just open up. Let's see if this candle goes straight to the IB high at 666. Actually, it's 29,666. Oh my goodness. That's a terrible price. That's a terrible price. All right, we're back in. Caught another 100 ticks. Let's see. 32 bars trying to get bullish here and rip through our upper band. Let's see if we can get a closure. We got to get to 640 for the next brick. The reason why, so on the Renko charts, we use what we call next bar thresholds. So it basically tells us where the next trend bar or reversal bar is going to happen. So what I like to see is, you know, whenever we hit the next threshold, it's almost like a hook. It's like they're trying to climb and climb and climb. So let's see if the 32 bar Renko can catch the next ladder here at 40s and then climb up to get to the IB high. We do not want to see a lower high failure here. Let's get through this IB. There we go, another 200 ticks, gang. Hey, it's okay to take a loss, right? It's okay. I was up 500, got stopped out because I scaled in thinking that we're gonna get this full rotation. We end up getting it. We start entering over here, get stopped out, right? And then boom, okay, cool rotation. And again, because I'm trying to use tight stops. If you know, otherwise I would have used maybe a wider stop, probably down by like 500s or 550s. But that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I do. So I had to take the little stop, and that was it. And then re-entered. So we entered. So now look, they're rejecting here again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Could we add some more? Could we add some more? Let's see if we reclaim here. Let's see if we can reclaim here. I got to do it smart so my average doesn't get messed up. I put too much in at one shot, so I end up messing up my average. All right, they just rejected nasty off 650s. So again, this zone right here. Oh, you guys can't see that. Right there. So It might fail here. Come on. It's not ready for me to scale in yet. Or add more. It's gonna do. It's gonna cut back under the open print here at 600s. Tagged out on my trail. Hey, that's why I took profits. That's why I took. That's why I took my portion. I took my partial. I took my partial. All right. So look at what happened here. We had this little area here of price. Okay, those large orders here that came in, a lot of buyers, and then we had this big expansion higher, and then we formed this next consolidation right around 650s. Okay, so this is the area right here. So notice how it's just like a range, right? Just look at the ranges. And then this is the failure right here. We had this little spike and fail. So we consolidate. So we like to see, we see the consolidation. They break out and then they freaking failed right here. As soon as we get under these guys, that's a potential for a failure. And then they came to this area to test these guys. We get underneath. They try to get bearish and then they could not hold that trend. This could be the opportunity for re-entry here if they hold 600s. So then they reclaimed the area. We had a big seller come in. We got a big spike up, but then they just rejected, creating a lower high. So this is the problem, right? So I didn't want to see that. This is not what we want to see if we're going to get this expansion higher. Look at the 5-minute chart as well. Keep your eye on the 5-minute chart, because that 5-minute chart, the current candle is currently expanding lower. But it can still flip back, right? But you got the ES, whatever's going on with the ES right now is adding major pressure here on the NQs. So let's see if they're going to take out these guys here. I'll be watching if they do take this out down here, which looks like they're going to. And then maybe we can get another opportunity to enter probably around 500s. Where's our opening range high? Around 475s. Okay, so the 10 o'clock, the 10:30 candle is technically bearish right now. Okay, so we got to watch out. Here's a 15-minute chart. Look at what they did. They traded higher, closed lower. So now we have a rotation to the downside. We have a bearish rotation happening right now in the 15-minute chart, guys. So because of that, you don't want to be buying, right? We don't want to be buying yet, unless they end up sweeping this low and then taking it back up again. They can do that. But the 5-minute candle right now is expanding. You have a 5-minute chart. Look at the current 5-minute candle. Notice that 5-minute candle took out the high of the previous candle and the low of the previous candle. It's an outside bar. So this is not where we want to be buying, okay? Trying to catch the pullback. We need to wait for at least another 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes for this to set up correctly. We found some support at 650s. And we got some sellers right here, so we like that. That's good. That's good. Make sure you guys are using stop losses and make sure you're taking partial profits, okay? It's very important. If you're scalping. Okay, so now we're testing here. So this is the hourly, the 30-minute candle. Opened up, we created a high. So we have an open high, and now we're expanding lower. So we'll see how far this candle expands. But we don't want to forget about our prior range that we had down here, okay? This is our 10 o'clock candles low, okay? So be mindful of that. So we're still technically within a pullback range from the 10 o'clock hour, right? Careful here. It looks like it wants to rip, but not yet. Not yet, gang. Not yet. Let's try to reclaim the 10 o'clock, the 10:30 open print here. So we got to watch out for this level right here, the 600s. Okay, it's the midpoint of this leg, and it's obviously a major gamma level. It's our major positive right here. Okay, 1 minute looks like it's trying to get bullish here. We might be having a two-legged correction, and then we see this thing spike. Let's see what happens. 15-minute now is back to bullish. Oh, I better not miss this if it goes without me. Better not go without me. Nah, it's called FOMO. We don't want to have FOMO. We got to be careful what you say, right? Just say no to FOMO. But pretty good session overall. Great moves, right? I mean, even here, I mean, these are even this short right here would have been pretty good too, but wasn't interested. So we've got our little deviations here. So this high, this low, this high, this low. Now let's see, they're going to be beginning to hold here. The 600 level could be a reclaim, but you got to watch out. So this area here is the resistance area, this red zone that I have mapped out. Yeah, it looks like these guys are fully recovering from that big dump there. But not yet. I cannot buy that yet. Look, he's doing an offer right there for 128 contracts. Let's see if these buyers are still here to take it out. This right there, 128 contracts. And then we should see a green bubble. Let's see if these people are going to do it. And this is actually right where we have a major GEX level. So they just executed 100 contracts there. That's a sequence of events. You have gamma. It's been there. So we know that these levels are going to be magnets for price, especially positive gamma levels. And then we wait for the order flow, futures order flow, right? So now we can see at the exact gamma level, we had 187 contracts times 3 added to the offer. 3 times, 187, 187, 187. And then they executed right there as well. 109 contracts. Now this technically would, for most people, be like, oh, that's a buy signal, right? The buyers just took out the offer. Yes and no. Yes, and it could also be a scenario where they just absorb the buyers, and now we see rotation back to the low. This is why I said I cannot buy yet, right? It's not time for me yet to buy. It's not time. Now what's happening is, if this is going to be a bear trend, short term, we got a high, low, lower high. What should happen next? A lower low. If this is going to be a downtrend, right? If it's going to be a downtrend, a bearish market structure. So after we had an order flow event right at gamma, so we had gamma, right? That was step 1, got the level. Order flow, we saw the offers, 183 contracts times 3, I think it was, or 2 or whatever. They executed, so buyers got aggressive at the level, right? And now we're using market structure to confirm what happens next. In this case, we may see a lower low under 550s. That's technically how you could take the trade. Put those pieces together and boom, you have a high probability trade. You put your stop right above that swing high there. Entry would be on that red dot. So the day is changing. Let me take a look here at our flows really quick to see how it's evolving. Let's take a look at NDX first. Seems like lame, bro. Let's control K. GEX AI. Take a look at what's happening there. Yeah, POC right above price at 718s. There's the lower low. So that would have been a nice little bear trend entry there. So we're getting that pullback. New 15-minute candle just opened up. So I'm gonna be watching here as we get this pullback. I would be okay buying right around 450s if we start, you know, getting serious. There's 550. We got a seller here. What time is it? Got 2 minutes left. Ugh. Cannot buy that yet. Cannot buy that yet, guys. Cannot buy it yet. Look at a 5-minute candlestick chart. If you buy this right now, let me take a look at the 4-hour. The 4-hour is back under 551s or testing 551. So this is that pullback level. It did not get below the open though, so that's a good sign. It could not get back above the open. You know what? I'm gonna try long here, even though it's not really something I would. I know the 5-minute, the way it's structured right now is not really something I like, but I'm gonna give it a go just because I'm looking at that 4-hour, and we did get back to the 551 levels, first test since we've expanded above it. So, and then we just reclaimed it again, right? So we just got under it here. And then they popped it, and then they did it again, and then we got the seller right here. So, I mean, I'll give it a shot. Tight stop, so I'll be a manual cut if they start getting aggressive here under 550s. Watching 550s. Watching that 4-hour chart. Struggle busting here. See if we get a squeeze here. Back through 75s. Or if they get stuffed. ES is selling off. So got to be careful here. We're holding the mid here. You got to watch out. This, if it doesn't flip above 75, it's going to be a cut. It's going to be a cut. Watching. There's 50 still. They're still holding it. See if we can stay above 550s. Watching the 5-minute chart. Can we get above the prior 5-minute high and stay above the 5-minute high? We don't want to see them stuff this level again. So I'm in long. What's that price? Watching the 86s. 86 is the 5-minute high. Stops are now at break even. We're in. So now we see if we get a 5-minute expansion here. Can we get a 5-minute expansion here? Or do we reject our trend line and maintain bearish market structure? The dollar's pushing higher. Come on, boys. Stay above 86. We reclaim the open print of 1030. Can we stay above it? Can we stay above it? Oh. Get back above. One more flip up. Flip up. Come on, you can do it. Don't be a bear. Don't be a downtrend. Come on. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to give it to me, guys. Ooh, stopped out. Break even on that one. Still like it though. I still like it, but that's not healthy for the buyers, right? We don't want to see that type of rejection. Try one more time. No. Get back above. No. Is it over? Might be over here. Let's see. Can we get back above that 75 level? No. I'm out. Out on that one for now. Okay. Okay. Trying again. It's ugly. Some ugly action here. No, come on. Just flip, bro. Just flip. One time. Mm. Yeah, they're struggling here at 75s. But at least they stayed above 51. But they've not been able to get progress above 75 at all. Oof.
Again, weekly 0.3% trading at around $150 $2 days low.
Watching this zone right here. Okay, they broke the trend line. Well, that's cute. Can we get some progress now? Can we get above, say above 75 in the open print? And then we get an expansion into IB high. Can we do that? There we go. There's 100 ticks. Stops at break even. Let's get this done, guys. Let's get this IB high cracked. Let's crack the IB high. Boom. Let's go. Taking half off just in case. Just in case these guys are going to start chopping around here a little bit. But it looks pretty good. Look at that 5 minute. That's what I want to see. So now we got that 5 minute rotation confirmed, but we need to see price continue to stay up. But it can pull all the way back again. That's the thing. So ES looks like it's finally rotating as well, but we got to get through 55s. Come on. Stay above. Well, technically, we're green on the day, right? The opening of the Globex session price was 575. That makes sense. I kind of didn't even notice that. I mean, I did notice it, but I wasn't paying attention to it. There was a Globex opening print to 75, so this was a good little battlefield for price. But the main level that we were watching was 51,551 because of the 4 hour, right? The 4 hour high from 6 o'clock candle. The fact that we could not get under, like if they did a situation where we got under 51s and then we couldn't get back above, then that would have been a reversal. But they tried to do it. So on the Renko chart here, they tried to do it. There's 51s. I'll just plot the 51 level. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact like 51. We just call it 50s, right? We just rounded to the main whole number. So they got here, tested it. They got here, tested it, and from this low, this deviation, they could not get price to stay under. That's why I was attempting the long, but I just didn't like the 5 minute and the way it was structured. But then I took the risk, got in, got stopped out break even the first time, got back in, and that was it. So let's see now if we get an IB high break. We're up another 200 ticks. My goodness, that was a pretty big pullback. So that's good because the bigger the pullback, the bigger the expansion. well, I shouldn't say the bigger the pullback, the longer and wider the pullback, right? So this was a freaking, how long did this take here? 30 minutes, 36 minutes of pullback. So let's see now if we get this big move up now. Let's see if we get a measured move of this range. Maybe we get a 100% move of the IB today. Wouldn't that be cool? Let's find out where that 100% is of that IB. That would take us probably to our high, our one-day max. If you don't have your one-day max on your chart, make sure you throw the price on there. The one-day max is like 30,001. 30,001. That's the one-day max. So feels like that's where we want to go, gang. So I'm going to try to target 30,000s and just stay in this trade. After price just did its debauchery here in the pullback, cool, we're in. So we're cool, calm, and collected. Now the ride can go on, right? Just looking like price just took a little pit stop, if you will, for the last 30 minutes. Had to refill its tank. So price has refilled its tank. Now it should just go. Take a look at the daily candles. Pull up that daily candle. Always got to look at the daily throughout the session. SpaceX nasty rejection there. Let's take a look at the MNQ daily candle real quick. Ooh, that's nice. Pretty nasty sweep under yesterday's low. Come on, we got to bust through this 650 level. This is where it's been a battle zone, right? This is where we've been rejecting repeatedly. Okay. So we've not been able to accept above 650. Okay. And it starts right here with this high from the IB high, 666. Right? That demon level. Demon level. Come on, stay firm, stay bullish. Let's just keep ripping. Let's rip through this high. Can we get through the IB high? We have major positive migrating higher. 6.2. So now the level is 714. So when they start moving to major positive level higher and higher and higher, that means that dealers are positioning for higher prices. Higher prices. So that's a good thing if you're a buyer, right? It's a good thing if you're a buyer. I'm pretty proud of myself today, not trying to short this uptrend. I have not taken one short trade today. And just FYI, I am a short seller. I love to short. Maybe it's because I am short. I don't know, but I love shorting. You know, but today I did not do that. All right, we just took out the IB high. Let's take a contract off just in case these fellas want to stay rotational for the rest of the session, but we're good. We are sitting pretty. We have caught some fantastic trades. Obviously, we took losses, but the key here is cut your losses fast. Don't sit in a losing trade longer than you need to. At least if you're trying to be a quick scalper, right? That's the key. If you're scalping, you don't need to be taking big losses because that just makes your life a lot more difficult than it needs to be. I'd rather cut a trade, right? I'll cut it. I'll literally, you've seen me do it here today. I'll cut the trade at the level, right? And then re-enter. I'll re-enter right away, you know, and I know it's stupid and you turn commissions, but it's just what it is. It's ugly. It is ugly. I know. I know. And it's an ugly thing. It's an ugly thing. I never said that I was a beautiful trader, right? I think when you try to trade where it looks perfect and pretty, at least for me, I end up sucking, right? I'm more of a gritty trader. Man, these guys just need to like stop playing. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to use these levels here, hopefully as support. Good thing I paid myself. So look at what's going on. 11 o'clock just opened up. We're dipping below. Can we get back above? Can we get back above? Get back above. Can we reclaim? I will try one long there. Let's see if we can get above and I add more. Come on, one at a time. Don't want to over add because then my average will get terrible. I need to see that we do get confirmation back above and accept above 57ths. Don't want to lose money on this, so I'm going to go stop, break even, and tight. Just enough to cover commission cost. just in case they want to reject the IB high and then rotate to the middle of the IB. I'd like to see price get back above or close above the IB. We haven't been able to. We just wicked it, and then now we're testing 650s, which obviously was a major resistance level. It could be a sweep and fail, so I'm cautious here. So looking to see if we get a little pop here for continuation. So I want to see price get back to this green line, next bullish flip, because we get to that next bullish flip, that starts the next rotation up. So we've got this impulse leg up, this move here, this green line is showing us big impulse. Sorry, this white line. Oh, come on, guys. Let's go. Come on. Flip, 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 flip. One more time. Flip. So now we're watching they're watching this right over here. Stopped out on that on the ad. Break even though, so we're good on that. But this right there. Big rejection there off the IB. I might just call it here, gang. Just kind of lock in my profits for the session. You know, we caught some pretty good moves. It is possible that we do start seeing price pull back deeper, but that 550 level, as long as it's holding up, then, or the 575 level, Globex open. But this is ugly. This is a really ugly rejection here off the IB. 5 minute, took out the prior 5 minute, another wiki trap. Let's see if these guys are going to do something here. Should we try long here? Should we? Should we not? I'll give it a go. I'll give it a little try. It's not the best, but I'll give it a shot. Watch the book map. Watching book map here. Are they gonna deviate through 600s? Let them get under 600 first. Is that what I should do? You're just pulling back to the 200 maybe. Midpoint. Come on. Come on. You're pulling back over here to this pocket right there. So you got that pocket right here, this left shoulder. But it seems to be holding as resistance. Come on, got some gamma here. That's why I'm taking it, because we have some positive gamma here. And it's the settlement price from yesterday. So let's see if they can hold above, get back above. There we go, a little bit more. Uno mas, uno mas, uno mas. Let's go. Back in again, let's go. We got the flip, but can we stay now in rotation up? So we got the leg up, leg down, deep pullback, we pull back, but can we hold? Can they hold this? Again, we're back under that 650 level, and now we got to get through these guys right here. Come on, don't fail on me here. Do not get stuffed at 625s. Look at the price action there. Little micro bull flag here. Let's see if they can squeeze through the highs now. We get through that left shoulder, that big bubble I just drew. We get through that big bubble, and we look for continuation higher. But then we got to reclaim 657s, which is the open print of 11 o'clock. If we reclaim the 11 o'clock open, then we get back into expansion mode again. Stops at break even. That's the first achievement. The first achievement is you get your 50 ticks, right? Which I will probably take myself, give myself 50 ticks. And then the next achievement is going break even. And then the next achievement is catching a runner. Does it always happen? No, but that's the sequence I like to play. Come on, let's get through this left shoulder, gang. Oh, we are sitting pretty, guys. We are sitting pretty today. Even though I'm trading ugly, we're sitting pretty. Did you know you could be ugly and pretty at the same time? Only in trading. Let's go. Come on. Let's take out this shoulder here. Let's take this shoulder out, guys. Come on. $650. Pressing 650 again. Come on, boys. You can do it. You can do it. Now we watch bookmap. Let's see if we get a press through 650. Come on now. You see them trying. We got a whole bunch of clusters. We're pretty thick above 650. There we go. No absorption. Let's keep pumping. We need to see continued follow through. If you look at the bottom here, you see these green bars? This is showing us delta. We need to keep seeing green delta, green delta, green delta. And if we do see red delta, we want it to immediately be bought and absorbed. Yes, there's 150 ticks. Holy cannoli. So much easier to trade with the trend, huh? So much easier to trade with the trend. Oh my goodness. How many of you guys are using bookmap? If you're using bookmap in the chat, drop it in there. I want to see how many of you guys are using bookmap. Who's using the bookmap? The bookmap. I know there's a lot of different tools out there, but I don't know. I just think bookmap's pretty simple. Plus, I got a really good deal on it. I got a really good deal. One-time payment. Good deal for life. With free data. Stop playing. You don't get deals like that every day. If I didn't have that deal, maybe I wouldn't necessarily be using it. I would still use it because it is actually, I've been using it for a long time, like since like 2022 or something like that. I think that's a long time. I think that's a long time. You know, the older you get, you know, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years does not seem like a long time. It's like, oh, that was just 5 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. All right, let's see. They're going to reject the IB again. Will this be the third time? Someone's trying to sell the IB. You can see them stacking the offer. Price is just like not having it though. Let's see. Watch this 657 level. The 30-minute opening print. We are back underneath it. Can they hold it? Can they hold it? I'm going to try to get more. Get more. If we get back above. We're back under. Let's see if we get back above. Can we get back above? One more time. No double tops. We don't want to see a big M pattern here. Okay, we're back above. Taking more. Taking more. Can we get more? Give me more. Give me another push. Give me another push. Come on now. One more push. Yeah. Okay, I'm adding more. Let's see if we get more. Can we get through the IB high now? Can we go? Can we go? So we're in now. We added, scaled some more. We did it little by little. So we did it intelligently. So we didn't just put them all in one shot and then force the average up too soon. As price goes in the direction, we can keep adding. Now let's see if we get a breakout. There's 100 contracts on the bid. Let's see if that's used as fuel to pump price higher. Let's see if that supports price and to move higher into the offer. We have offers, 196 contracts at 700. You can see it on the book map, guys. You can see it on the book map. And then we have another 168 contracts. Oh, no, it's the same level. Okay. So we got, 85 at 680s. And then we got 168 at 700s. So let's see if they're going to be able to just, there we go. There we go. Now we're trading through these highs. Let's see if we get a little bit more so I can take some contracts off. Need to see a pump. I'm trying to get to 700s here, or we get the major GEX, which is at 717s. So we have everything kind of lined up here for this move higher. There's really no pockets here. If we get through 700s, then we get to major positive here at 717s. So we're up 150 ticks with full size right now, at least full size on these accounts. We've reclaimed the left shoulder. We reclaimed the open print of the 30-minute. Everything's looking spiffy. I think it's time to take some contracts off and pay ourselves a little bit there. Okay. So took some off. Next target will be at 700s, maybe just under 700. Maybe I'll take it like 90. Take some at 90s. And then the next one will be if we can get there at 717s. Let's see. Okay, so let's watch if this little guy here can hold as support. My ugly charts. I'm going to change the name of my my brand here to Ugly Trading. Ugly Trading. All right. That's why you got to pay yourself, because price could just snap back. Let's maybe push it out a little bit here. Stops at break even. How far are they going to drop it here? How far are they going to go? That's a very nice 5-minute break of the IB high. Are they not going to let us scalpers catch this squeeze? Are they going to stop us out first? I don't know. Let's see. We got some bubbles coming in. Let's see. We got that seller. Hopefully we can stay above this seller right there. What is this line here? Okay. Oh, they're adding more to the offer now. They're increasing the offer from 150 to now 200 contracts. So they're adding. So that's good. $75 is acting as resistance here. It's the pressure from the ES, gang. It's the pressure from the ES. ES is rejecting its 0 gamma level. Let's see if we get some reclaim here, or is it going to pull back and tag me out? Ooh. I think I'm going to get tagged out here on the remaining contracts. Whoop, whoop. All good. I'm going to call it here, guys. We caught some fantastic trades today. We were nice. We're sitting pretty. If you guys haven't already done so, hit that like button. Hit the like button. Appreciate it. Looking to see if we get this expansion here on the 5 minute to see if we can get a flip and take out this 700 level. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to go do. But I'm going to wrap it up here, gang. If you are new here, obviously there's a lot of stuff you're seeing here on the charts. I mean, the best way to learn is probably just watch the other videos. I'll probably start making content, educational content later on, and just kind of busy with building out our back end. For the folks who are already part of what we're doing here, we got, let me just show you real quick updates, what we got going on here. This is probably in the way. So a couple things we have happening. So number one, our daily outlook gets published every single night, which basically has been pretty accurate. We actually grade all the daily outlooks against the end of day. So every single day we do a end of day, we do a daily outlook, and we're actually training the model so we can begin to start finding these high percentages, high probability scenarios. So for instance, when you look at the price action section here, it's combining everything, but the main thing you can look at is a price action scenario. So giving us the actual trades thesis for buy side, sell side, or balance scenarios. The next thing we have here, market intelligence. This is something we've just added. So it's showing us the actual flows, the net GEX flows from NDX. So, you know, this is really helpful because when we start seeing this continuously hold bullish, you just know the flows are positive. There's more calls than puts. So order flow is going to be bullish. It's also tracking the largest contract, MVP, most valuable contract, the MVC. And that way we know, okay, are we below or are we above? Because these things will act as major magnets for price. So we're still working on some other stuff here as well to kind of clean it up. But then the next layer we have happening in the next 24 to 48 hours, this is not unlocked yet. Actually, this is from, but it will be, where we're going to have real-time analysis based on memory of what's happened the last couple days, last 6 months, last 1 year, and comparing everything related from gamma to price action to time to volume and order flow, compressing everything. And then you're going to literally have a trained AI, our trained AI, tell you this is what's happening. Here are the scenarios based on what we put in the outlook. And it's going to literally be giving us the odds of scenario 1 working or scenarios 2 working. So it's kind of just like it's basically a predictions engine, right? So it's going to be predicting what's going to happen. And obviously it's not going to be 100%, but so far with what we're doing with the different scenarios that we've been testing, it's been pretty accurate. Like at least one of the scenarios work out exactly as it's been decided. So that's cool. We've got that. New courses that we've added. We have a lot more that we're dropping. We've been building so many different things, and that's kind of what's been holding up with some of the content. But we've got a bunch of new content coming out. We're doing an entire market structure mastery. So using our market structure framework that we use with Renko, all that stuff, everything that we do, we're going to be doing a really robust breakdown of that. We'll also be doing stuff with the gamma levels and all that good stuff. And then, of course, downloads, we have obviously the most updated indicators here. We do have some new updates. I haven't released it yet, though, for the big trades and liquidity levels. We're actually building an entire order flow engine on the back end. And what this is going to actually do is this is going to be kind of like the central hub. So eventually what will happen with the indicators, you actually won't need all these indicators on your chart. You'll probably have like some of them, but then you're going to have our main indicator, which is going to be a direct API to our main data source. And from that source, it's going to literally have everything in one shot on your charts. And then, you know, at the end of the day, you also know, hey, these are the 3 trades I'm taking based on the scenario. So it's going to be pretty cool. And then the last part will be the integration of your executions with the AI. So that way you can start matching the game plan that we have versus your trades. And then from there, it'll start giving you real-time recommendations on what you should and shouldn't be doing. And because at the end of the day, you can have all this information, but it doesn't translate into profit, right? You can have all the indicators in the world, doesn't mean you're going to make any money. What matters more than all of that is your ability to execute and perform at a high level consistently in different market conditions. Now, is that something that you can do every single day? Probably not, right? I know I can't do it every day. There's days where I just trade like straight shit, right? There's days where I'm trading, I'm like, bro, do I even know how to trade? Like, what's going on? But that's where you have the ability now to kind of remove a lot of that personal stuff that gets in the way of what you need to do. Because now we can leverage the system and leverage the tools. And the objective is ultimately to be able to help whoever is part of the group put the pieces together so they can show up every day, catch their 50 to 100 points without you know, stressing and be consistent. And that's it. So that's what we got going on. There's a lot more stuff happening, guys. But if you want to learn more about this, you can check out our site, dynastytradingsystems.com. And then you can learn more over there. Let's go to the website real quick. Let me get my head out the way. You can see this is pretty much what it is right here, right? So a lot of cool stuff going on. So definitely jump on board if you have any questions. And of course, I'm here to help out, support you any which way possible. And yeah, we're just getting started here, guys, with the community. It's small right now, which means it's intimate, it's personal, which is a good thing, especially if you're just trying to like learn stuff and get things rolling. You know, sometimes you join a group and there's like thousands of people in there and you're just like, you know, just another number. All right, well, we're going to wrap up the session here. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.